Real quick, we're going to welcome up our last interview of the night. I'm very excited to feature this organization. They're in Uptown Center. They're doing very important work. Will you please welcome Evan and Sam from Inspiration Corporation. Evan, Chef Sam. That's why you have the awesome, is it a jacket with the pens in the sleeve?
Yes, sir.
That's super cool. It's like military grade.
All we got was boring suits.
Yeah, I know, right? Tired of boring suits. Thanks for tying my tie before the show. Chef Sam, you are a chef with Inspiration Kitchen. And Evan, you work for Inspiration Corporation.
That's correct. Inspiration Kitchen is our social enterprise restaurant and catering company.
Inspiration Corporation, corporations have a pretty bad rap these days. What is it that you guys do over there?
So we're a very different kind of corporation. We were started in 1989 by a Chicago police officer named Lisa Nigro, who decided to quit her job so that she could spend time working directly with the kind of people that we heard about tonight while we were speaking with Alderman Kappelman. So she borrowed her nephew's radio flyer wagon and she filled it up with sandwiches and she started walking around the streets of Uptown, under the viaducts, just spending time talking to the street-bound and homeless men and women that she encountered and trying to get an understanding of how to help them solve the problems that were going on in their lives, how she could help them find a brighter future for themselves, and maybe most importantly, just to spend that time having a very respectful and dignified interaction with them to try to bridge that social divide that so often exists. And from that, we've grown over the last 26 years to an organization that serves about 2,500 people a year.
Wow!
And we do that. We have job training, we have housing programs, we have a meals program, we have a lot of different offerings.
Very interesting. Well, that is a nicer type of corporation that I'm used to.
We also don't make any profit, so.
Huh. Oh man, that is different. Neither do I know what it's like. So Chef Sam, you are a chef, unless chef is your first name.
No.
Okay, so Sam is your first name, and you're a chef at one location of Inspiration Kitchens?
Yes, Garfield Park.
Garfield Park. This is on Lake under the tracks, is it not?
Yes.
Excellent. I actually ate there recently. Just last week, in fact. I had a very nice quinoa salad with pulled chicken and I believe raisins.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's one of our, see, our menu switches up seasonally, so that's one of the popular items that we have right now. So everybody's coming in to get that.
It's a popular item?
Yes, sir.
Is it because I got it?
Well, you're making it even more popular now, so we'll have to amp up that.
Well, I'm glad to help.
We're going to rename it the waiting room.
Great news! Well, we have that on 8 different cameras, so now you have to. So, Sam, what's it like to make the Wayland salad? No, I'm kidding. How long have you been working at Inspiration Kitchen? Is just that location? Because there are 2 locations, are there not?
Yes, the Garfield Park, and then we have one in Uptown.
And Uptown was actually our first location. We had been in the business of training individuals who were homeless, who were low income, who were experiencing what we would call barriers to finding a stable career path and employment. So things like mental health issues, physical or mental disabilities. We've been in the business of providing those people with an opportunity with a food service training program right here in Uptown at Wilson and Broadway at our first location, Inspiration Cafe, for about 5 years. And in 2005, someone on our staff got the bright idea of opening up a restaurant. And so we opened up Inspiration Kitchens Uptown, which is right at Sheridan and Leland. And we've been there for over 10 years now, serving the Uptown community. And you can come out Wednesday through Friday for lunch. You can come out Saturday and Sunday for breakfast, brunch, and lunch. And all the money that we generate at the restaurant goes back to the nonprofit to help fund those programs and provide opportunities.
Sam, we'll just have you hold your mic up a little bit. You'll notice that they clipped my mic to my shirt because I do the same thing. It's very common. I talk with my hands. Sam, you're a chef.
Yes.
And Evan, what is your capacity at Inspiration Corp?
I'm the Chief Development Officer, which means I'm a professional panhandler for money for the organization. So we can talk after the show.
Great. Oh no, you're asking the wrong guy, dude. I don't have net profit either, as I just said. But Sam, talk me through your typical day at, is there a typical day at Inspiration Kitchen?
Well, every day is pretty much different, but how it starts out for me, just backing it up a little bit, I went through the program, so I'm a graduate of the program, and so since I graduated back in September of 2012. Since then, I was hired as the frontline cook, held that position for about 9 months and promoted to chef trainer, which is the position I hold now. So I'm able to work with every participant that comes in, and my story is similar to their stories. I was unemployed for a while. I came in. Inspiration afforded me an opportunity to get back on my feet, be able to help and support my family. So now I'm training them and paying that forward. So the day will start when we come in, the students come in, they get suited up to come in the kitchen. We have a series of recipes that we work on, and all of the food that myself and the participants make are what we serve to all of you that come into the restaurant.
I love that, and not only did I have an excellent meal there, and this is an excellent program doing excellent work, did I spy a garden out there? Because not only are we giving people resumes and experience in working in kitchens, but we're also getting familiar about where our food comes from.
Oh yes.
Come on.
Yes, we have. So
give me a break. This stuff writes itself.
Yes, it's an amazing program, and like you said, it doesn't just stop there. It doesn't just stop with the food service. We have employment services, like Evan was speaking of. There are a bunch of different programs that are in play to help with the self-sufficiency. So whether it be those that experience homeless or low income, or like myself, haven't had employment in 2 years, we're giving the skills to help us to be able to go out and do that. We, offer jobs to some of the graduates on a transitional basis, and then prepare them even more to go out and gain employment in the food service industry.
That's amazing. You're setting people up for success left and right. Evan, since this is, I don't know if it would technically fall under the umbrella of a social service, but do you rely on any of the funding from Governor Rauner, who I've mentioned throughout the program, you may remember? Has this been an issue in developing Inspiration Corporation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like any other nonprofit in the city of Chicago, we're facing significant stresses right now to keep running our programs the way that we are and to keep serving the community in the city that really needs the assistance, and to be able to keep providing people like Sam with better opportunities and futures. We are not by any stretch of the imagination primarily government funded, which I think is a testament to the support that we've gotten from the Uptown and the greater Chicago community over the years. About 65% of our money comes in from private sources.
Wow.
But that 30% that comes from the government is rapidly eroding. It's been a very challenging couple of years. It actually started even before the budget stalemate. People may not be as familiar with the effects of the sequestration process, the whole budget debacle where Ted Cruz was reading Green Eggs and Ham on the floor of the Senate. That hit us hard last year. We lost more than $500,000 of government grants.
Wow.
And for the folks in Uptown here tonight, you might not know that the grants that we lost were specifically tied to the training program in Uptown. And so part of the reason that Sam is in Garfield Park right now is that we were forced to consolidate and move everything to the west side. So while at Inspiration Kitchens Uptown, we're still providing employment opportunities, transitional jobs opportunities, providing revenue for our organization, we're not able to continue providing the training program there anymore. And that was out of a choice that the public sector made about what they felt was important in terms of serving the homeless community. This year, with the ongoing budget stalemate, we've lost about another $300,000 for our housing programs. We have more than 140 households that were literally moved off of the streets and into stable housing. And we used to have a hearty staff of 7 case managers that worked with those 140 households, kind of going back to what you and Alderman Cauble-Johnson were talking about. Now we have 2. So as you can probably imagine, the depth of service is not what it should be, despite the fact that our staff's working as hard as they can and trying their best.
I assume that with a full budget, were there no sequestration or a lack of funds coming from Springfield, the idea would be to have meal service 7 days a week. Would it not? Would that be like the ideal thing to do, or would there be days of training interspersed through there as well?
Yeah, so Sam can probably talk more about why we close on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Well, Mondays and Tuesdays are held for that training. So that we have the team of chef trainers that are able to bring the participants in and give them those skills to help push them forward in getting the jobs in the industry. So Mondays are classroom based, where you're going over everything from proper sanitation to proper preparation of different foods, to Tuesday actually implementing, preparing all of that for the week of the restaurant being open.
Man, I'll bet regular waiters wish they had that much training time too. They shut down the restaurant just for a full day of training. I didn't know which side the fork goes on. I didn't know, I'd never set a table before.
This was in Potbelly's?
Yeah. I was setting the tables and they were like, we don't do that. Never mind. Fire, get out. Sam, since you worked at Uptown and now you're working out west, is there big differences that stick out to you in the two locations?
Well, outside of the different foot traffic that you get, so you have to make sure that what it is that you're giving appeals to the people that are coming in that you serve. So we had in terms of our cuisine, is Southern inspired. So you have a lot of things that'll take you back, like to New Orleans and stuff like that. And so then we're just looking at what would be best suited to the area that we are actually cooking for. So, Uptown is a different crowd than Garfield Park. So, but now the menus are tailored. So for those that don't feel like going to Garfield Park, they can go to Uptown and get that same exact menu, just like that delicious salad you had.
It was so good.
Either place.
The Whalen, they're calling it now. Well, we gotta wrap up, but Evan, if people would like to contribute to Inspiration Corporation, as you said, 65% of your funding comes from private sources? How could they go about doing that?
There are a lot of different ways that people can be involved in our work. Obviously, right now, of primary importance is financial support, and I encourage everyone to make a donation at inspirationcorp.org. But we also rely on the community to be patrons to our restaurant, so please come out for brunch this weekend and try out the Whalen. And maybe some of the other dishes that we've got. The croque madame is pretty amazing, and the chicken and biscuits is a personal favorite. And then we also rely on an incredible amount of volunteer support, primarily from the Uptown community. We have more than 1,000 volunteers every year who cook and serve meals at our other restaurant, which is Inspiration Cafe at Wilson and Broadway, where we provide restaurant-style meals, but only to homeless and low-income folks who are members of that program. So it's kind of a mirror image of Inspiration Kitchens over on Sheridan, and we would welcome anyone who would like to come in and spend a little sweat to make people's days better.
Sounds delicious. So in addition to the salad and the chicken and biscuits, which sounds very good as well, there was a gumbo on the menu last time I was there. Sam, do you have any recommendations that people could try while they come out to the location out west?
Oh yeah, well besides the gumbo, which was a challenge for me to come up with the dish and get it on the menu, which I was very excited about. That was my first challenge. But our fried green tomatoes, we have staples that have been with us since we opened the doors, and people come out from all over just for those things. So you have that fried green tomato, the catfish po' boy, and our quinoa burger that have been rated as one of the best in Chicago.
Well. I'm sure you had a lot to do with that too. Guys, I really appreciate you being here. This is an excellent organization that is doing excellent work. Please donate time or money if you can, and give it up one more time for Evan and Sam. Good people doing good work. Well, guys, we've almost reached the end of our program tonight. I want to thank all of you for coming out, as well as Truman College for having us, and a big thank you to Greg and Sarah and Allie and everyone at Uptown United for facilitating this event tonight. We really appreciate it. It was a great time being here. But now,